Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to our course book, Super Goal 6. Today, inshallah, we are going to start a new unit, which is culture shock. Did you ask before, when you travel to any country, if you would like just to go out of Saudi Arabia and would like to travel to any country, what is the first or what is the more important thing you are thinking of? What's the important thing you are thinking of? Exactly, the culture. For example, what do they eat in this country or the country you are going to? What are they eating? Which language do they speak? What are their customs? What are their traditions? Like that. So, did you or have you ever faced any problem when you travel to another country? Surely, sometimes, yeah. Because in each country, each one has its own customs and traditions and its own cultures. Let me ask you a question. Which of the following customs are similar here in your country? So we're going just to travel to a country. When we go, or let's travel to Italy, especially in Rome. So there is a quote, it's very famous. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Like, for example, if you travel to another country or a foreigner country like United States of America, you cannot speak Arabic because just the official language there is English. So you need to learn their language to speak easier to the people there. Let's know the customs here in Rome, and by reading these ones, try to tell me what are the differences and what are the similarities between those customs and the customs or in your country here.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When you are visiting a new place, you should try to act as the local people do. Here are some tips.
In England. In England, it's customary to say please. In England. In England, it's customary to say please, thank you, excuse me, and sorry. It's polite to say excuse me if someone is blocking your way, and sorry if you accidentally bump into someone. And remember to stand in line, or as the British say, queue up, and wait your turn patiently. It's a good idea to talk about the weather, a favorite topic of conversation with the British.
So in England, that's the customs there, or their culture. Did you find any similarity between that and your country? So do we say that here? Do we say excuse me? If you would like, or just if anyone is blocking your way, do you say please or thank you before you ask anyone just to do something? Okay, let's take the second part.
In Mediterranean countries. Eating dinner late is a common custom in Mediterranean countries, such as Italy, Greece, and Spain. No one goes out for a meal before 9 p.m., and most restaurants stay open past midnight. It is also common for people in these countries to take an afternoon break. Many stores close for 3 hours in the afternoon, allowing workers to eat with their family, rest, and return to work relaxed.
So, as we said here, or as we listen to this audio, we are going to find that people in the most of the European countries, they close their shops, or that they are off work for 3 hours during the afternoon, just to go and to have rest, and then to return or just return to the work again. Let's take the third part here in Japan.
In Japan. In Japan, be prepared to exchange personal or business cards. When a person gives you a card, don't put it in your pocket right away. The person expects you to read it and even comment on it. It is impolite not to do so.
Okay, let's move to the fourth one here. In Asian countries.
In Asian countries. In many Asian countries, people eat with chopsticks. It's not polite to play with chopsticks or to cut and spear food with them. It's rude to leave them standing up in a bowl of rice. When not using your chopsticks, place them on the chopsticks holder. If you can't manage to eat with them, it's advisable to ask for a spoon or a fork.
So don't be embarrassed if you are in this situation just to ask for a spoon and fork if you don't know how to use chopsticks. Let's take the second part. In India.
In India, removing shoes before entering a home is customary in India. In fact, it is common practice in many parts of the world. Try not to spread dust and mud in the house and on the carpets of your host.
In Mexico, all university graduates have a title, and they usually expect you to use it. Don't forget to call a university graduate, such as a lawyer or an engineer, licenciado.
And now the last two parts.
In the United States and China. In the United States, remember to make sure you tip porters, taxi drivers, and waiters. Waiters expect to get a tip that's 15% of the cost of your meal. China is one of those wonderful countries where tipping is not practiced, and almost no one asks for tips. In Germany, being punctual is important to Germans. For business meetings, it is a good idea to arrive a few minutes early. Hosts also expect their guests to be on time. Being late or rushing makes a bad impression.
Thank you. These are some customs for or from different countries around the world. So did you find any similarities between those countries or between those customs which are in different countries and our customs here in Saudi Arabia? If you could find, so it's a good idea just to start writing here. It's a good idea just to, and then tell me, write down here 4 sentences in this article. Use expressions of advice and recommendations. So it's advisable, for example, to ask for a spoon and fork if you don't know how to use chopsticks. Or like here, that's when we eat in Saudi Arabia, we eat with our hand. If you don't know how to eat with your hand, so it's advisable or it's a good idea to ask for a spoon. What about this other customs? Do we pay or just do we give tips for the waiters, the drivers, like that? So if there is any something similar, you can mention here. Let's move to the second exercise. We have here some questions relating to this text and we need just to answer them. The first one, it's not a good idea to discuss the weather in England. Yes, surely that's false because it's a very good idea to do that. Number 2, you are expected to take off your shoes in an Indian home. When you travel to India and just you visit anyone, it's better to take off your shoes. Is that correct? Yes, excellent. That's something customary there. Number 3, make sure you call everyone in Mexico. That's yes, false. Thank you. Number 4, be sure to carry business cards with you in Japan. Yes, that's true. And which is better, to open and read what is written in this or in this note, or just to ignore it? Yes, it's better exactly to read it at the same time and to say any comment if you would like. Number 5, remember not to be late for an appointment in Germany. Yes, of course, that's true. Don't be late and don't rush because it gives a bad impression to the other people. Number 6, you should always remember to tap in China. Yes, that happens in the United States of America, but in China, no, they don't do that. These are all the answers and all of them are correct. Now that's the end of our lesson. tomorrow inshallah we are going to continue the next part of Unit 6. Thank you and see you inshallah.